Hi everyone, this is Elias from Red Match Media, and today we're going to take a look at the 2022 Grand Wagoneer Series III 4x4. Now, that's a big name to fill. Let's get started and see if this can fill those shoes. We get started in the front, and this thing is mean looking. It is big. It is excess in the best possible way. So first of all, the grille. I know a lot of people were saying, yeah, it's a different look to it. It's more European look. I don't see anything wrong with that. I love this. This grille is really good. I do love the color as well. The brushed aluminum is a nice look to it. And the design, this kind of, yeah, I would say, yeah, it's a little Mercedes-like as far as like the finish goes, but it looks really good. I do love the way that looks. And we have the LED projection lights here, which are really nice. The whole front end just looks really good. Now, there's a lot going on in this front that you don't really know. Typically, I don't like to kind of read off a paper, but this really deserves it because there's a lot going in front of this. So one of the big things is, yes, we do have the night vision in this. This does have night vision camera on it. It is really good. It helps you look further out than what your lights are showing you, which is good because if you're on a 2-lane road and you don't want to have your high beams on because of oncoming cars, the night vision helps you look even further than your low beams do, which is a nice thing. We have night vision, we have active driving assist system, active lane management system, full speed forward collision warning plus, blind spot, pedestrian emergency braking. So the night vision actually recognized when I was driving up a block and there was houses at a stop, there were some people coming out of the house and it recognized, it puts it in very bold yellow compared to the black and white that you typically get with night vision. So that was a great thing. Intersection collision assist, advanced security alert system. I mean, it does have a lot of things going on in the front. The front facing camera is really clear. It helps out make sure that you're able to pull this forward as much as possible because it is a long SUV, as you'll see. But yeah, I really love the brushed aluminum. Oh, and this silver color is so nice. What's funny is that at really bright sunlight it looks white. So this actually looks white, but when you are in cloudy weather like that, the gray or the silver really shines. So it is a nice touch to the Wagoneer. Yeah, I really love this. Well, with this big hood, let's see what's under this guy. We get under the hood and we have a big 6.4 liter V8 cranking out 470 horsepower and 455 pound-feet of torque that is connected to the 8-speed automatic and going to their Quadra-Drive 2 4x4 system. Now, this drivetrain has been incredible. First of all, the power delivery of this V8 has been extremely good, extremely linear at any power range or any power band range. It's just power, yes, it does have it. And the other thing as well is the amount of grip this 4x4 system has is incredible. Off the line, this thing really goes. It just goes. It doesn't, you really don't feel a power loss. Well, it obviously has, but it's very direct to the ground. And what I love about this is the fact that, yeah, it's a big engine, it's a big SUV, but it does have the option of going into a 4-cylinder mode when you are on the highway and you're cruising, because you don't really need that much power to maintain a speed. So it does go into 4-cylinder mode because this, gas consumption can be high when you're hauling a big SUV with a big engine. But yeah, this has been one of my favorite, power plants. It's been really good. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have in those wheels and tires. We get down to the wheel and tire package, and this thing is massive. So we do have the 22-inch wheel option, and they are wrapped in the Goodyear Eagle Touring, which are 285/45. Now, my favorite thing is this color is a continuation of that grille. So it has that brushed aluminum look to it, and this tire combination has been really nice, extremely comfortable, no issues. The brakes are nice, you know, on this as well. So nice big brakes as well. And right now we are in the second lowest setting for the suspension, because this does have air suspension. And yeah, it's been nice. Would I take these off-road? I don't know. I'd probably switch these out just because they're a little on the taller side and we want a little bit more meat here. But with the ride height, with the airbag, it can definitely get up there and clear probably some of the tougher, bigger things you'll encounter. But yeah, this guy has been a really good setup. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have on the side. We get to the side and yeah, this thing is big. But there's a lot of, it's not just a big SUV. Granted, it's very similar shape to what you see in a lot of SUVs, but there's a ton of detail that makes this stand out. We get started in the front and we can see a little bit of those nice headlights kind of sticking out. We do have the big 22-inch wheels. Right now, I completely aired it out, so we're at the lowest setting, or what they call their entry exit level, which again makes things easier to get in, get out if you have difficulty, you know, with knees and things like that, or yeah, whatever the case is, it's easier to get in. And we do have, probably one of my favorite things is this badging. So nice Grand Wagoneer. It has the American flag here, nice touch to it. What I do love about this is the surrounding is kind of like this bronze gold color, or this rose gold color. It looks really good. And I was at a curbside pickup and I had some people, some eyes really on the Jeep, and I said, hey, come, or the Grand Wagoneer, I said, hey, come along. You know, I said, take a look at it. And that was one of the things that one of the guys mentioned, was the attention to detail with that badging. So really, really nice design to it. We do have your door handles. They do have illuminated little lights inside to help at night. It does shine the Grand Wagoneer name at the bottom, which is a nice touch. These windows, so these are like their premium window, and you can see that it wasn't this dark earlier, but now that the sun is shining a little bit, they are getting dark. So they have like this transitioning thing, which is really good. I do love the look to it, because when you don't need it, it goes ahead and gets brighter or more transparent. But it is a nice design. I love it. The surrounding chrome is really good. And again, we have a little bit of the taillights there, which we'll get to. We have the roof rack rails up there. It's just a really beautiful looking SUV. We have the cameras for the 360 view. Now, I don't have the key fob with me. It is off camera. Reason why is because I didn't want to kind of give away the other secrets. So let me go ahead and grab the key fob. And when I come back, we're gonna see the wireless or the keyless entry. So key in my pocket, I go to reach, and yes, I don't have to press a button. I don't have to do anything. And like royalty, the side step goes down as soon as I grab the handle, and I can go ahead and pull, and I'm good to go. It has the steps, makes it easy again to climb in with no problem. And yeah, when you go ahead and you close it, it will go ahead and close. Takes a little bit. There you go. So we have that. Now, let me go ahead and jump in so you guys can see what it looks like at the highest setting. Oh, and also to add to it, the rear handles also open, so there's no issues there. This is how you want keyless entry to be. You don't have to reach for a button. You don't have to press a button. Just sensing your hand on it. And again, you get treated with the nice side step. Let me go ahead and hop in. So we will go from the lowest, and we're going to go ahead and climb all the way to the highest, or their off-road mode. So there you have it. You have the off-road 2 height, and you can see a big increase in the height. Now, what's great about the key fob, again, we're gonna get a little early on the key fob than I usually do, but it does, so I'll go ahead and lock it. But I do have a button that I press twice, and it will actually start to air down. So if I left it like this by mistake in the off-road mode, I can go ahead and activate the low entry, or the entry exit level, which is the completely lowest setting on it. Nice touch. Again, if you have kiddos, this is an easy sell, because again, you're able to just press the button, it brings it down so that they can hop in. And again, when you open up the doors, a side step will come out and make it easy for their climb in. But yeah, that is the side. Now, let me know in the comments, which one do you guys prefer, the highest setting or the lowest setting? I kind of like the low setting. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have in the back. We get to the back and we can see, yeah, this thing is nice. There's a lot of great design aspects to this. One of my favorites are these taillights. So when I go ahead, I'll beep that. It just, I mean, look at that. It just does that little sequence thing. It looks great. I do love the fact that, you know, we're seeing more vehicles where we have the outside isn't the colored glass or the colored plastic, it is actually inside. So we do have this transparency to it. I'm loving that. We saw that in the Tahoe and we're seeing it in the Grand Wagoneer. Really love that design. Almost kind of like the you know, IS, early first gen Lexus IS. So thankfully we're doing it in a more tasteful way this time and not in the aftermarket, yeah, really bad way. So we have that. And again, we have this nice big Grand Wagoneer badge with that same design color aspect to it. So it looks really good. The towing capacity on this, 9,000 pounds, over 9,000 pounds. So this guy can really haul your big toys, probably as big as it can haul a Miata. So it is really, really nice. And we have backup cameras as well as the rear view camera, which is nice, especially if you're loaded up with people in here and you can't see over big heads for your rear view. You do have that available in the rear view mirror, which is a nice touch. So let's go ahead and open this up so I can go ahead and press it twice on my key fob right there. So I do have that option, and it opens up and you have a good amount of space. You have a good amount of space in here, and yeah, it looks, yeah, I mean, it's good. And we also have the option of putting down the 2 rear seats on the 3rd row, because this is a 3rd row SUV. We can do that, and yeah, we can have even more space available. And I can tell you this is a lot of space, because I was able to pick up a grill from Home Depot and no problem, it fit in here with no issues. And then again, you can just go ahead and bring them back up, and yeah, you have tons of space. On the left side, we have that Macintosh speaker system, which sounds so good in this. That system is incredible. I love that they went super high-end sound system. It is really, really good. I love, it's been one of my favorite things to really jam to. So we have that, and we'll go ahead and bring this guy down, or you can push the button that's there. It comes down, and we'll go ahead and lock it. And with the key fob, we have my favorite. So you can press the button twice. Yeah, that's a V8 under there. That 6.4 sounds so good. Well, let's go ahead and hop in and go for a ride. You get inside of the Grand Wagoneer, and this thing is massive. As you can see, I'm at the widest possible setting for my lens, and there is a ton of space. I feel extremely comfortable in this Grand Wagoneer. So let's get started with the seats. The seats are incredible. Tons and tons of adjustability, and you can actually go ahead and adjust it not just on the door itself, which is nice touch. It's extremely comfortable, and right now, because I want to relax on this review, I'm actually getting a massage. Yeah, I am getting a massage in the Grand Wagoneer, and it is really, really good. It feels really good. I've been wanting to go run errands in it just so that I can get the massages. So we have that. But yeah, they're beautiful, awesome stitching, beautiful color on the stitching. Really, really good seats. We get over to the steering wheel, and there's this sort of nostalgia to the steering wheel. It's kind of this, you know, the classics where you only had like 2 connections for the wheel from the center to the actual wheel itself. It's really nice, and I do love the fact that it has this nice little wood trim here underneath. The other thing, this is a flat bottom. This has a flat bottom steering wheel, which is cool. Yeah, it's nice to have, you know, it's kind of like that little racer kind of feel to it, but it's comfortable. It's really good to just kind of hold it, and it's been, you know, tons of feedback, which is good, in a good way as far as, you know, you're driving. And yeah, it's again, with that stitching, looks really good. Awesome steering wheel. Also, it has the buttons in the back, which are Stellantis kind of standard things, where you can change the volume and the track, which is really nice. These were a little bit further out, or further in towards the middle of the wheel, so it did take a little bit of reaching to get to. But overall, yeah, this is a really nice steering wheel. It feels extremely comfortable to, yeah, basically use. So we have that. Now we get to the gauge cluster. Gosh, I could literally spend a whole video on just the gauge cluster. There's a lot to it. Really quick, some of my favorite things is you're able to, you know, the gauges are nice and clear. Everything is nice, laid out. You have a ton of things. One of the cool things is this actually has night vision. It may sound like a gimmick, but when we're driving these roads that are really, really dark, I was able to see things that I was not able to see with just the light. It was in the sense that I was able to see further out than what the normal low beams were producing. And it was also kind of cool seeing all the cars in front of me, their exhaust, their catalytic converters just being lit up a little bit brighter than the rest of the car. So we have that. It's really good. It was actually helpful. It was useful. And we come down here to like more info things. We have all the gauges for everything. Basically your coolant temp, trans temp, oil pressure, battery voltage, really the works in this. Your oil, yeah, PSI. There's a lot of information. Your miles per gallon, trip, navigation, your off-road settings, trailer towing, your audio that you're playing. So just a lot. There is a ton of different things in this, and it's really clear and easy to read. So it's nice. I do love that. We get up a little bit higher, and we do have a heads-up display. So the heads-up display was good. It wasn't super, like, nothing out of the ordinary. It was really good at the navigation, though. It definitely put the names under of the road you're on, the road that you're needing to turn on. Like, that information was really nice, and it's clear. It's fairly clear. No complaints there. We come over to the infotainment system. Well, let me just start by saying this this Grand Wagoneer probably has more screens than a sports bar does. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this has 6 screens. It is a lot, but it's fine because they all do similar things. Let's get to this one though. So it's the big one. It's the main one where you're gonna see all your controls. There is a ton of things. The craziest thing about this is I have never wanted to stay in a system, in a native system, meaning I've always jumped to let's stay in Apple CarPlay. But this is the first system I've ever wanted to stay in the OEM or the brand's main system. It's incredible. It's incredible because it's just really easily laid out, and I can see a lot of information here. I can see my music. I can see my maps if I'm going with the native map system. I can see my phone information, and again, you can enlarge it. It's just a lot of flexibility, a lot of great things that you have. Some fun things as well when you want to take this guy off-road. So there is just a ton of great things in this system. I love it. I love it. And again, probably some of my favorite things is this does have wireless Apple CarPlay. So yes, we do have wireless Apple CarPlay on this. And we'll get to how I can charge my phone, because I have different ways, actually a ton of different ways. So we have that. But yeah, some of my favorite things about this is you go to the vehicle, and this is mainly where I was the other half of the time that I wasn't just kind of looking at the screen for, you know, music and things like that, or I was deciding to go back to Apple CarPlay. But one of my favorite things is the fam cam. So the fam cam is, and this is another thing I love about this vehicle, is it's a parts bin vehicle, but then it's not. So in a good way. So it grabbed the parts from other vehicles in the Stellantis series, but it's also its own vehicle. That's what I love about this. It wasn't just a parts bin vehicle completely. It just grabbed the best of the best. This was one of my favorite things being a dad. This was one of my favorite things from the Chrysler Pacifica, which was the fam cam. You get to see your family or everyone that's behind you, and making sure that they're behaving, that they are doing okay. You know, if the kiddo is asleep, you're able to kind of see and make sure that he's safely asleep. So it's a nice little feature to have. And again, you can just tap the different areas so you could see a little zoomed in version right up here. So I do love that. That was awesome. The surround cameras as well were really helpful, really clear to, yeah, this is a big guy, so we wanted to make sure that we weren't hitting anything and we were in our parking spot correctly. We have the power side steps. Again, we can activate them or deactivate them there. And here's where you can control the passenger screen as well, where she is able to, I say she, my wife, is able to change the station without having to reach over. She has her own screen there, which is nice. So, I mean, it's just really clear. Oh, and the heated and cooled seats. So we have the option here. I keep forgetting this is there. I kept having to go into the menu in the comfort area, but I got to remember, they're right here, easily available. So we have that. And we'll go ahead and just switch over to CarPlay. And we come down here and we have some of the AC controls, which is nice. Very simple. This is cool because it's a button down and a button up in the same thing. So it makes it nice and compact, uses the most out of things. Dual climate zones is nice. Actually, 3-zone, because we have for the rear as well. And we finish that up and we come down here to this screen. So screen number 3. Screen number 3 has some really nice things. My favorite is, well, again, you have your seat positioning. Remember I said you can do it on the door, but you can also do it down here. You have the option of changing the positioning of your seat right down here. And there are lumbar up and down, lumbar in and out, back bolster, thigh bolster, just everything. There's a ton of different adjustability in this. So it's nice to have that here. And again, you have individual things there. The other thing as well, like I mentioned, the massage. I can change my massage here, and you know, the type that I want. Right now we're in Rock Climb, which is, it's a nice little gimmicky name, because obviously, you know, this is an off-roader, it's Jeep, so Rock Climb made sense. And it's comfortable. It's so comfortable. It's so relaxing on long trips. And then again, you have your AC controls down here as well if you don't want to use these guys there. But remember I said I'm going to charge my phone in a different way. This has a little button here. You press it and this screen goes up to uncover my 3 USB chargers. And actually 6 of them, because you have USB-A and USB-C, which is nice. You're still like us older folks with still USB-A devices, but the new kids on the block, so to speak, have the USB-C connection available. It's nice to have both. And you also have your HDMI input for the passenger. So we have that, which is nice again. And this does have a wireless charger. So there actually is a wireless charger in there, which has made it really good, because you just kind of put it there and you push that and it closes, and you are not touching your phone. Your phone is out of reach, and it's good because, first of all, eyes on the road, and it doesn't tempt you. Also, you have the Apple CarPlay, which you can, again, change your track at any time without a problem. So you have that, which is, again, great safety feature. We have your auto hold, which I'm sure you can probably change it somewhere to have it be permanent, but I still haven't found it. We come down a little bit lower, and we have our drive modes. So we have our rock, we have our sand, we have our mud, snow, auto, and sport. I haven't taken these out of auto or sport, but at least here, but I did get to do it at an event that we had where I got to drive this as a quick review kind of thing, and they're very capable. These things are very capable. And you also have the 4 low. You also have this big knob, which is your basically your gear selector. And then we have the air suspension. So this does have the air suspension system, and it's been really good. It's been really good. So right now we are in the aero mode. We can go into, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 modes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 modes. Yes, we have 5 modes from, you know, easy entry to full-on off-roading. And they are speed dependent, so obviously you can't ride the lowest, but right now I'm on the second lowest, which is aero. Lets you, you know, be aerodynamic because this is a big box. We come down here, and cup holders, big American sized cup holders. So you definitely have plenty of space in this guy to, yeah, basically put your big cups in here. And we cut back a little bit to the armrest, and it's nice and comfortable. So it does have this leather area here, which is good. We open this up, and we have a massive opening there. But it's not just a regular opening, because of course you can't just have a regular glove box or armrest compartment. This actually has a cooler. So there is a cooler in here to keep your drinks chilled, or to, you know, I don't know, whatever, your food chilled, if you want to have that in here. So it's a nice little touch. We also have a nice little compartment up here where you're able to put your sunglasses, things like that, with plenty of space there. We get to the back, and this has the captain's seats or captain's chairs, and they are just as nice as the front ones. My kiddo has been loving this because this does have a entertainment system behind my seat and the passenger. So this does have 2 screens. Now, typically, you know, give me something more than just the screens, and this does have. This has a Fire TV system in each one. They each have their own control. They each can, you know, have their own thing. Because this has Wi-Fi built into it, you can go ahead and tap into that and watch your favorite Netflix show, your favorite Amazon show, even play some games. My kiddo's been playing games the whole time. But yeah, you have this, and it is a lot of fun. It is incredible how much, yeah, I mean, you're able to relax back there. And again, it's not just screens, it actually gives you an actual system, which is what you really want. You want, you know, you're paying a premium for entertainment system. Don't just give me a screen that I can stare at and, you know, or have to hook something up. That is the biggest thing. So it does have that, which is nice. And in the center console, you can see it does have, you know, its controls there for the seats. It has its own big cup holders. So there is a lot to this. We get to the third row, and the third row is big. There's plenty of space there as well. If you don't need the space, because you need more of the cargo area, you do have the option of putting the seat down. And again, the trunk space area, it's big. It has a good amount of space with the seats up. And when you have it down, you can really get a lot more space. I decided, hey, let's go ahead and pick up a grill for Black Friday. So we did. We went ahead and I got a grill from Home Depot. And the funny thing is, when I was in Home Depot, man, did I get the looks. I literally had 4 people stop and want to know about the Grand Wagoneer. And that never has happened with all those press cars. And I've driven exotic looking convertibles, exotic looking sports cars, but nothing like this. The best description was someone said, this stood out because it looks like a glass house on wheels. And I couldn't have described it any better than that, because it really feels that way. It feels nice and big, it's open, you know, big windows. It just really stands out. I do love that. Now let's talk performance. We have a 6.4 liter V8 cranking out 470 horsepower and 455 pound-feet of torque. It is going through the 8-speed automatic and through their four-wheel drive system. Yeah, this thing is so good. First of all, those startups are unbeatable. Big V8. Again, it's not that V6s sound bad. V8s just sound so good. But yeah, let's go ahead and open her up a bit. Yeah, this thing can really get it going, and from a stop, this thing is incredible from a stop. The amount of grip, and their big wheels too, but it's just go. Which is the great thing about this. It really wants to go, and it doesn't stop. The power delivery is really good. Now, with performance, again, off-roading, maybe not these tires, maybe not these wheels, but it is very capable. You have the increased ride height with that, so the clearance is easier. The approach angle is better as well. So it's just an overall really great package. Would I take $110,000? Yes, because that is the price that you have to pay for this. Would I take that off-roading? Yeah, I think I would. Because with other vehicles, I'd be a little bit more concerned, but I feel like this is going to be very capable and very easy to use off-roading because of all those tools, like I mentioned, that you have with this. But again, with the powertrain, it's just really good. It, at any RPM, it just or any speed, it just wants to go. So it feels really good, and it feels extremely stable. Now, another performance thing is, because this is a big vehicle, fuel economy can be a little tough with this. But again, typically, but not with this, because it does have that system that Stellantis or Jeep has, where it can cut off for the cylinders. So when you're cruising on the highway and you're at a constant speed, you don't need really more than 100 or so horsepower to just kind of maintain you, probably even less. So it does switch over to the 4-cylinder mode, and you can see the miles per gallon increase be significant. So it is a nice thing to have with this, because again, gas is getting expensive, and you know, if you need something this big or want something this big, you can definitely save a couple of dollars at the pump with that awesome feature. But yeah, this thing, and oh yeah, it's just really good. It's been incredible. This thing has been a blast. The looks, I can't believe the performance. Yes, let's talk about look performance, because it really does stand out in a parking lot of tons of SUVs. And it wasn't that the SUV was a different color, a bright loud color. It's not. It's a silver. It's a silver. It looks beautiful. But it definitely stood out, and I have really fallen in love with this. It's been amazing. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed my review. I've had a blast. I've enjoyed this Jeep Grand Wagoneer like crazy. Well, remember, find the right gear. See ya.